If you're at all familiar with this channel, then you're probably used to seeing me record my videos with a very specific rig. Of course, I'm talking about the Two Princetons rig. But have you ever wondered, have you ever considered what my videos might sound like if instead of using the Two Princetons rig, I used a Two VOXES rig? That's right, we're doing a Two VOXES rig. One right there, one back there, and no, I don't have a jingle or a graphic because I couldn't think of one. Can you think of one? Can you think of a jingle of a song that would be just perfectly appropriate for a Two VOXES rig? Even if you can think of one and you drop it down in the comment section and I agree with you that it's perfect, I'm probably not going to use it because I'm not keeping these amps around for long. Well, I'm keeping that one because I'm in love with it now. But that one, nope. That one's not staying because I'm giving it to you. Not you, not you, not you. Why are you even up there? But you! You're the one I'm giving it to. Not everyone else that thinks I'm pointing at them, just you. You can feel it, can't you? So anyways, what's going on here? Vox hit me up a while back asking if I wanted to check out their hand-wired series AC4. And of course I said yes, because I actually really like Vox amps. I had an AC15 years and years and years ago, and I eventually sold it because I wasn't using it in demos, and I hated moving it. Oh my gosh, it was so heavy. These things are not nearly as heavy as I was. Actually, these feel very comparable to my Princetons. And wait, I should weigh one. Find out what it weighs. Put the graphic up on the screen, Ryan. Show how much it weighs. So anyways, when they asked me if I wanted to cover one, and yeah, obviously I said yes, but then I crunched the numbers. I busted out a calculator, man, I did some hard math, and I realized that if my calculations are correct, covering 2 amps would be double the fun. And giving one away would be infinitely more fun. And thankfully, Vox agreed and they sent me 2. So I'm gonna spend most of the video just showing off one. And then of course, near the end, I'll turn both on. We'll run some stereo effects. We'll get weird and heavy and surround with it. Hopefully all that pays off and I actually do that stuff because I don't get too exhausted making a video. So let's get into it. It's got that sound. It sounds like a Vox. But most surprisingly, like my biggest surprise from this amp is that it sounds like a full amp at 4 watts. Not that it like low wattage amps don't sound like full amps, but you know what I mean, right? Like I'm used to low wattage amps sounding kind of like champs, that super kind of like tight mid nasal sort of sound that gets gritty really, really fast. And yeah, this gets gritty, obviously, for sure, but it also has this full room presence to it. It doesn't get crazy loud. Like the volume is what you would expect from a 4-watt amplifier, but the tonality of it, the response of it, feels like a bigger amp to me. It honestly reminds me of the AC15 that I had, just not as loud and definitely not as heavy. I've been in love with it. I've been kicking it around the pod, playing in every room that I can, and I've just been having a great time with it. And yes, it does have a spring reverb. Let's crank that up all the way, just because I mentioned it. Nice splash of reverb there. go. Just went through some pickup settings there. Let's twist some other knobs. Let's dime the gain. Why not? Yeah, it gets plenty thick and heavy too. Like, the EQ range is really the thing that surprises me from a 4-watt amplifier. Maybe the 12-inch speaker has something to do with that. Let's turn that reverb down a bit. Try it on the bridge pickup with some little leads here. Neck pickup. And middle position. Yeah, I'd say plenty of growl, but it's so much. It's more than plenty. Try it on the higher gain setting. I've got special pickups in here. There's a tapped coil in the bridge. They're Duncans. Try pulling the reverb all the way out just so you can hear it without that splash. The definition of touch sensitive. Just that sparkly, bright, nasty Vox sort of character is so much fun to play around with. And as you can tell, I'm sitting here right next to it. You can see where the volume is. I can crank this thing all the way up and still feel pretty dang comfortable right next to it. It's loud enough that you'll annoy your family when you're playing at home with it all the way up, but not so much that you're gonna hurt yourself. Like, I don't feel uncomfortable right now. I want that reverb back. We'll come back to that. There's two inputs here. I've been on the high out input. Here is the low input, which kind of cuts your gain a bit. Go back for comparison. Pull back the reverb. Let's try it with the gain down a bit so it's more obvious. There we go. With it maxed out, I couldn't hear the difference in room. Let's put it back on the high input. And we'll mess with the EQ a little bit. This is kind of my sweet spot. Sometimes I swap the high being lower than the lows, depending on the mood I'm in. I guess it's a difference in between lead and rhythm for me. Do I want to be twangy or do I want to be thick and crunchy? Try maxing that out, maxing the twang. Pull it all the way out, max the lows for some weird reason. Nobody wants that. I mean, maybe someone does. But now you know the extreme that it goes to. It definitely feels like an amp where you have to find sweet spots balanced between these two knobs. Changing one changes what the other does. It's a little bit of a balancing act. With really fun, great sounding results. Let's try a different guitar. We did singles, let's do humbuckers. I've got the Sire guitar here, an L7 that I haven't demoed yet. I'm going to in the near future. So you're getting a little sneak peek here. But I thought this would be a perfect one to show off how it cooperates with a double humbucker setup. I haven't tested this. I don't know what this is going to be like yet. It's fatter with that humbucker. Let's dime it. Why not, right? Get some more highs in there. Oh, it's got lots of gain when you hit it with a humbucker. Try it on the neck. I want the reverb back. Reverb, please. I'm going to try it into that low input now. It seems like such a simple amp, but there's lots of little tweaky things like that you can do. I mean, there's a balancing act with the EQ, there's the input, there's the gain, there's also an effects loop on the back. If you want to run, say, like a delay or a reverb or a modulation after the clipping, after the tube distortion in the amplifier, you can use the effects loop. I actually have a delay set up right now so that we can check out what that sounds like. There we go. We've got a classic here. Well, a Boss DM2W. It's the Waza version. I'm gonna dial that in a little brighter. And we'll go back to the high input. Pull out the reverb. Here we go. There it is without the delay. Here it is with. Get a longer repeat on that. I want to grab a different guitar. Jazzmaster, here we go. So as you can hear, because the delay is in the effects loop and behind the tube distortion, the clipping that's happening in the amp, it is repeating that distortion instead of a repeat going into a hot amp that is going to distort maybe the first repeat, but then you'll get more clarity with the other repeats. I'll show the opposite in a moment. let's switch it around. Let's see if I can remember what I was just playing. I think it started with an A. So Boss pedals tend to have pretty serious buffers in them, and I think just having this one pedal go into the amp is changing the tone versus having it in the loop, which is another reason to consider using a loop. It got way crispier, didn't it? Even with it off. Yeah. Let's pull it all the way out, see what it sounds like without it. Yeah. Whatever buffer or other thing is going on in this delay, when it's in front of the amp, made it a heck of a lot brighter. Let's try to go as clean as we can. Not bad. Bridge pickup. Neck. Back to middle. Bridge. Middle. Neck. That's pretty. Middle. And then bridge. Stereo time. All right, so I don't have a camera on the controls for that one, but I have it set up pretty much the same as this one is right now, just for reference. As I start changing this one, you'll be hearing them set up differently, because I'm not going to go back there every single time I want to tweak something, but having the amp set up a little different is part of the magic of stereo, right? Let's do a wet dry with reverb on one, but not the other. Oh, it feels so good in room. Even if you don't have two of the exact same amp, I really recommend messing around with stereo rigs. Ah, it just feels so nice. Yeah. max both the reverbs. I'm just having my own fun in this video. By the way, the amps come with a foot switch that allows you to turn the reverb on and off. Oh man, maybe I should have started with the Jazzmaster. And that Tele sounded good. Those humbuckers really pushed the drive, but man, Jazzmaster pickups just sound so sweet. All right, let's pull back the reverb. We'll keep the wet dry thing with the reverb back there. Let's crank the gain. Made them both dry, pulled the reverb out of that one. Let's go brighter. If you're thinking about buying one of these, maybe think about buying two. The way it fills the room feels so good. Going a little bit lighter. Splash of verb on this one. I'm just doing things that feel good. I got one more trick up my sleeve. I've got some pedals that I want to run into both the amps. I'm taking advantage of the stereo opportunity with some stereo pedals. First of all, I've got the Deadman Fuzz from Lateral Phonics here. It's a fuzz I just recently covered. That's not stereo, it's mono, but it's running into the Clara Limbo, which is a stereo reverb, which is running into the Clara Everlast, which is a stereo delay. And you've got the different cables here running direct into the amps. If I get myself out of tune, I'm going to be in trouble. I'll probably have to switch to the Telecaster, something like that, because I don't have a tuner in the situation anymore. Again, buffers are making things bright. Not that that's a bad thing, but let's dial around it. Let's hear it with fuzz. Here we go. This is gonna get raunchy, isn't it? I'm starting to get near the edge of uncomfortable volume just because I've been sitting here for an hour and a half doing this and right next to this. But considering how loud it's been cranked up, it's still a very comfortable amp to be sitting next to. But I will say I did have a friend over a couple weeks ago and he was playing drums. He was tapping them, inside playing, you know, and this was holding up next to him. I wouldn't use this in a full band setup unless you were throwing a mic on it and running through the house back into monitors and stuff like that. But it's got plenty of kick. It's got plenty of headroom to it. It doesn't ever feel small or limited like a Champ would, you know, like a small wattage style amp. Despite this being 4 watts, I'm still just really surprised by the overall sound of it for 4 watts. It's not even about like headroom and gain. It's about EQ headroom. These amps feel like they have just like big amp low end headroom. There's something about the design of them that allows that to happen. Where so often those small wattage amps can be just so tightly focused on mids. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? All right, let's throw in these stereo effects now. Here's the delay. Should I dial that one in to have a completely different sound? Maybe make it crispy? Could be interesting. Oh, I like that. If you've got headphones on, you can hear what I'm experiencing right now. But you can't feel it with your whole body unless you've got some serious speakers running. But man, oh man, always such a fun experience. Being in the middle between a ping pong delay. All right, here is that reverb. Let's put it on the swell setting. Oh, that's nice. I don't know where I'm going with that, but every new note feels good. I don't know if it sounds good, but it feels good. Let's throw the fuzz back into the mix. try stereo shimmer reverb. Oh, I like it. Oh man, these these things sound great. I don't think I would use them to replace the Two Princetons in standard demo videos. But I'm very happy that I'm gonna have a Vox flavored amp in my stable, in my quiver of amplifiers, so that if I need to show off a pedal, pushing a Vox style amp, like a treble booster or something like that, to show off that classic sort of recipe, that I've got one now that I really, really like, that's easy to move around because it's not as heavy as an AC15 or an AC30, which I can't even imagine the weight of. It's the right volume level for the way I record here in the ship, here in the pod. It's the right size. This is an excellent recording amp. It has that full amp sound. It has a full 12-inch speaker in there. I don't know if there's any magic to the hand-wired nature of it. I'm sure that puts it squarely into kind of like vintage correct specs in one way or another, because it's a hand-wired board in there. I took off the back and took a picture. I'll put a picture up right now. But the vibe is there. The sound is there. The pleasure factor is there with these amps. And oh man, I'm gonna miss having that stereo sound just now. That was angelic. Oh man, and the way that the delays and the reverbs and the fuzz were pushing into the clipping of each amp, and I was feeling them swell in and out of that. Woo, goosebumps. Do this at home, guys. Whether you have two Voxes or not, whether you have matching amps or not, do it with two completely different amps. That's part of the magic, part of the fun. Just get yourself a little splitter pedal. I'll put a link to the splitter pedal that I use. I mean, technically, I didn't need it when I was using these pedals because they split for me. But yeah, experiment with stereo rigs. If you've got two amps, any two amps, experiment. It is so much fun. It's so physically and emotionally and creatively rewarding. Cannot recommend it enough. And I like these amps too. So huge thanks to Vox for sending these out to me. Thank you to you for making it to the end of the video. Not many people do, but you wanted to win, right? You didn't have to make it to the end to win. All you had to do was click the link for the giveaway. And that would have entered you in to the drawing to win. So yeah, do that if you haven't already. But thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, dislike, leave me a rude, nasty comment. Support us on Patreon. Buy a shirt if you're naked, and stay grounded. Bye, everybody.